Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and I have some cute products to use today. It's kind of a sneak peek of what's inside this catalog. So as I've said before, if you're a customer of mine and you've ordered with me with the last 6 months, watch the mail and a brand new catalog will be in the mail very soon. Now, I've heard some people already have it, so maybe you've already received your catalog, but the products, like I said, are going to be used from this catalog, and then this catalog goes active May 4th. So if there's stuff you want from the current catalog, which I don't have with me right here, but you got to make sure you order from that May 4th, or before May 3rd, sorry. And a lot of that stuff is selling out. So if there's stuff that you want in there and it's still available, get it as soon as possible before it sells out. The other thing I want to tell you about is that Paper Pumpkin Maze Kit is all about the new in colors, which you'll see in the new catalog. But the exciting thing is Stampin' Up! Has put in golden vouchers. It's worth $25 like a shopping spree, or you can order online with Stampin' Up! And they're just slipped in some random, so it kind of reminds me of the Willy Wonka chocolate, chocolate factory. You get that golden ticket only inside of a candy bar. It's inside the Paper Pumpkin. So there you go. That's exciting news there. Make sure, though, you do that before May 10th, because May 10th is the last day to sign up for May's Paper Pumpkin. Okay, so let me go on. Enough of that nonsense. This is what we're going to be using. We're going to be using the Sending Smiles and the Sending Dies. Looks like this. Love this set. When I saw it, that's the first thing I said is that's what I want. And what we're going to do first, well, and I showed you the card last Thursday. Let me show it to you again. It looks like this. I'm going to show you how to do that background technique. But let's get all of our pieces and parts ready first. So let's do some stamping. And I have all my stamps mounted here and ready to go. And as always, if you need a supply list of all the colors and stuff, be sure and go to my blog. Sometimes my mouth gets ahead of my brain, or my brain gets behind my mouth. I don't know, and I say the wrong colors. So I would go to my blog. You can find all the measurements there. You can find a supply list there. Now, I can't put this on the supply list yet because, like I said, it's not available. It's only available to demonstrators. But very soon, if you're not watching this on April 18th, later on after May 4th, that'll be in the supply list too. But all the measurements, the other stuff, everything else will be on the supply list. So this is just a scrap of basic white. It's about 5.5 by 4.25. So it's just a quarter piece of cardstock. But we're going to stamp our scraps on there so we can do some die cutting. So I lost my train of thought. So we're going to start. Let me show you this first, though. This is one of those new in colors. This is Orchard Oasis. Now, it's going to take me forever to learn these new in color names, but I'm going to start with just a little purple flower here. And I'm going to try to stamp it all on my cardstock so we can get most of it stamped, or most of it die cut with just one swoop. We'll have to run it through twice just because one of my dies I'll have to use twice, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. Then we have this big flower. Now this is Melon Mumbo, just a pink that's been around for a while. Love that color though. Look how pretty that is. And then, no, we need a little bit more of that. Then let's bring in some of that. This is Crushed Curry. We'll stamp this little flower here. I think I can still get those dies around both of them. And then we're going to come back in with just another little stamp here. And I'm going to turn this over and probably get my head in the camera, but I'm going to just stamp his little head right there. And I think the die is still fit on there. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll make it work. Okay, and then along with that Crushed Curry, I'm going to stamp the center of the flower here and the center of the flower here. There we go. I think that's all we need with the Melon Mumbo and the Crushed Curry. Now let's stamp some. This is Garden Green, and I'm going to just do a couple of those leaves in Garden Green. Pretty. And this one here, I'm going to do this one this way. Looks like my Garden Green could use some ink, so I'll have to ink up my Garden Green when we're done. There we go. But I think that's all the pieces and parts that I need to stamp. So let's bring in those dies. And I am gonna bring in some washi tape just because I don't want I'm gonna move my paper around and I don't want my dies to move. So I'm gonna hold my dies down here with just a little bit of washi tape. So this big flower goes like that. And you did notice that I used my piercing tool because it is photopolymer, and with photopolymer or those clear stamps, you need that little extra cushion to get a good image. And these are nice solid flowers that need, well, they need a good image. So they're gonna, I suggest the Pierce mat when you're stamping with photopolymer. Okay, let's see if this guy fits in there. Oh yeah, he's gonna fit nicely over that second little part of the flower I stamped there in the Melon Mumbo. Hold that one down. Which flower is this one? Must be this one. Oh, that was, my washi tape's not going to cooperate at all. Yeah, good enough. And you notice I'm trying to keep my washi tape off the image that is stamped because the ink makes the paper wet, and then if you have that sticky on the wet part, it could tear my paper. So I'm trying to avoid that. Now I'm not being perfect about it, and I'm going to take my washi tape off really slow, but I am trying to avoid the ink part when I put my washi tape down there. Okay, one more and then we're done. Now this die, if you notice, has these little spots at the ends, and that way you can see that the green part or the stamping is lined up too. And it's going to take me a little bit longer to line that one up, so you have to just be patient with me. Just, there we go, right there. I think it's right there. We'll see what happens if I had it lined up or not. It's hard not to get your head in the camera and to look straight over it, so we'll just make it work like that. Okay, let's bring in the die cut machine. Oh, and I want to bring in this little piece here and this one here because I'm going to die cut those at the same time. So I have my machine here. I have my platform number 1. I have everything falling over the side. I have my plate number 2, and then I have my cutting plate number 3. I'm going to lay my paper, which hopefully nothing has moved right there. And then I'm going to cut out this just in case. Let me show you. If I stamp my little words here crooked, I can then use this to cover up my mistake. And then I'm going to cut out these 2 little flowers that are on this one too. Okay, let's run all of that through the die cut machine real quick. Keep our fingers crossed that I got that leaf where I wanted it. I'm going to set this aside for now. We have one more little die cutting we'll have to do. Get all my little pieces and parts here. And I'm going to just set those aside. Oh no, look how nice my leaf turned out. Oh, I'm really happy. My flowers. This is the little flower that I cut from that one rectangle piece. But then, so on our card here too, it has the other dies are the layering dies is what I call them. Here they are. So this one I need in white, and this one I'm gonna cut in the crushed curry again. But before, on my crushed curry, I'm gonna take a piece of adhesive sheets, and I'm gonna just strip away 1 2-inch section like this. And I'm going to just lay it right here on my paper. And you can see this is just a scrap that I used before. And then I'm going to lay my adhesive sheet covering back on there. And this is just kind of to protect my scissors, because I got a little bit of sticky right here and on the end. And then with my scissors, I'm going to just cut that extra away. Maybe. There we go. And then I won't have sticky where I don't want it, like on my plates and on my scissors and on my dies or I don't know about all my dies, but there. Now I have a nice little piece, which hopefully still fits my die. Yep, that I can use. This is not in my die cut machine, and that way to have a backing like a sticker on it. Okay, so let's take these three things and that one little, oh, there's a flower stuck in there. Hang on, let me see if I can, oh, I did bounce him out. Okay, there's my, so we need to cut these three out again. Let me move this out of the way, bring in my die cut machine again. The same platform as I had last time. What's under? Nothing. Okay. So I have my number 1, my number 2 again. My cut up number 3. We'll put this piece of paper here with the thicker of the sending. It's like the background. Whew, he barely fits on there, but I think he's gonna work. And then I am gonna stick those little flowers because I'd like a couple more of those. And then the crushed curry that now has the sticker background, we'll put that on there too. And then we'll run that through the machine. I wonder if I should, nope. I got a new cutting pad on the top, and so it's really nice and easy to see through as to where my paper moved or not. And it had not, so we should be good to go. Okay. Now I think that's the last of our die cutting. Let's put this away. Now we have that background sending. This, and you know what, while I have this, I think I'm going to try something here and see if it works. But I think while my die, and I got to make sure I hang on to that little above the eye, the dot above the eye, but I'm going to try and see if it's easier to take the sticker off while the die is still in there. Now this might be a huge mistake, but we're going to try, because I had a little bit of trouble get the sticker backing off of my die after it was off. So I'm going to try this. We'll see if it was a bad idea, and then you can learn what not to do from my video instead of what to do. But so far, because I have more room to hang on to something, I think it's working better to take the sticker. There we go. Look, and it took the only little piece I have. Now I'm going to save my little eye here, and that might be the hardest piece to get the back off of, but I'm going to put him, hang on to him, take all of this out of there. Now I have that backing off except this one little part here. There we go. And then I'm going to start right here with the S and lay that on there. I want to move my, there we go, that's better. There we go. And then we have it layered. Now let's see if I can get the backing off that little tiny dot above the eye. There we go. I think so, you could also just use a like a gem here, maybe, but look, that wasn't too bad. Look how cute that is. Totally worth it. Okay, now we have that ready. We have all of our pieces here. I think for our flowers, whoops, this one's going to go on here. This one's going to go on here. And then we have our other stem here. This flower's going to go on this stem. And then we have 3. Yep, well really we have 4. I don't know where the third one or the fourth one went, but we only need 3 of those little flowers. I wonder what happened. There's the other little flower. Oh, here it is. Then we have this piece in case I mess up my stamping. Across the bottom here, I can put it onto here and cover it up if it's bad. Okay, so now we have all of our little pieces and parts. One more thing I want to show you real quick. When I get a new set of dies like this, you know they come in a pouch like this. I cut the flap off so I don't have to deal with that flap anymore, because that kind of drives me crazy. And then I have these, I buy these things at the hardware store. I think I got this at Office Depot, and what they are is great big. Then in fact the size, let me see if I can find the size on here. Nope, I sure can't find the size. Oh yes, 8 by 15 inches, and what they are is vent covers, so they're pieces of magnet. So then I cut them down to size. Let me show you. So it looks like this, and then I just take these dies off of here because they're so stuck on there. And then just using the sticky that's on this cardboard, I just go ahead and stick this right onto there. And then, see, even this one I bent trying to get it out, but looky there, then I just stick these on here. Well, you get the idea, right? I'm going to just throw all these on there. I'll fix them later. But then I have my dies all stuck to the magnet, and I can slip that right here into my pouch. And then this way I still know that the name of the die is Sending Dies in case I'm looking for it, and that there's 14 pieces, so when I'm looking for all the pieces of my dies I can see if they're all in there. So that's how I do store my die cuts or my die sets. Just so you know, I thought you might find that interesting. Okay, let's go on to the background piece. So first of all I'm going to bring in, this is a laminated scrap paper, just so we don't get everything wet. I'm going to leave my card here for reference, but I'm going to put down a paper towel just for good measure. And I have the front, this is the front of my card, so it's 5 1/4 by 4, just your normal card base. And I'm going to lay it on my napkin. I'm going to bring in a block. Now this is a B block, and like I said, I told you on Monday's video, nope, it would have been Thursday's video because today is Monday. Come on, Kathy. I saw this from Lynsay Mahon. I think that's her last name. I'm terrible at names and pronouncing stuff, so I could be wrong, but it was a really cool technique and I wanted to share it with you. So I have, this is gray granite ink. This is, like I said, a B block, and then I'm going to bring in a spritzer, that was funny, a spritzer full of alcohol. And I'm going to just take my block and just ink it up right here in that gray granite ink. Now you might not even see that there's ink on there, but hold on a second. Let me make sure I get my spritz in the right way. Just a couple light spritz with the alcohol, and then I hope I get enough on there. I'm going to set it right here in the center of my paper. And looky there. Okay, let's do it again. So you noticed I wiped off any extra alcohol that might be on there, and then I'm going to just do it again, and depending how much spritz or how much alcohol we get on there depends how dark your brick is going to be. That one's kind of dark, but I like them like they're not the same. I think it's cool when they're all different and stuff. So I'm going to just fill my paper, trying to keep them somewhat straight. Oh, that was a really light one. We might do that one again. Maybe I should have re-inked my gray granite before we started. Spritz it again. I am going to lay this one right over the top of that last one. See if I can't get close. Oh yeah, looky there. Okay, let's ink it up again and keep going. Now when I do my next layer or row, I'm going to stagger it. So I'm going to start down here, a little bit off center of those two, and put that down. Wipe off that extra. Ink it up again. Oh, I shot my card. Did you see that? Don't tell anybody. This one I'm going to kind of stagger up here. There we go. Like more alcohol or more liquid is going to make it look darker, I think, like that. Oh, and I really screwed up that one. We'll see if that works. I might have to turn my paper over and start again. But you notice that every time you do it, your background's going to be different every time. And it's not going to be perfect. At least mine isn't. Maybe you'll do better than I did. There we go. I'm going to shoot that one there. And then one more. No, two more. Maybe three more. We're going to just spritz a little bit. I keep hitting my paper. Did you see that? There we go. Let's see if I can get both of these off one shot here. One more, and then I'm going to go right here, And then let's see if I turn my paper around and I can just go right there. There we go. So there's my brick background. And you're right, it's not perfect, but I still think it's really cool, and I do really like the spritz on the block technique for this kind of look. So it looks like that. So let's let that dry for just a second. It won't take very long with that alcohol. And let's work on the inside of my card. So I'm going to bring that mat back in like this, and then I'm going to bring that garden green back in. Let's put a little piece of paper so I don't get ink on my mat. And I'm going to ink up that bigger stem like this and just lay that down, let's say right there. And then bring in that bigger melon mambo flower again. And this time, instead of die cutting, I'm just going to stamp him on the inside. Pretty. And that orchard in again. Stamp that little flower right here. There we go. And then we'll do the insides with that crushed curry. Where did here's this insides for that larger flower. And I don't know if you can see or not, but it even has some like texture on that. It's really cute. It has some like little white spots that make it look really textured, I guess is a good word. And I'm going to try to turn this around so I get it on there, because it does, I think, has a right and a wrong way, but it's so little, my eyes, I can't even see it. Okay, we got all of our stamping done. Let's put all this stuff away, clean up our spot a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and put our card together. Oh, I do need to keep that orchard ink out, because we're going to have to stamp one more time after I make sure that my background. Now, if your background, in fact, mine's just a little bit wet, but I'm going to go ahead and hope that he's just okay. You could take your heat tool, I just don't have mine handy, and dry it that way too. So I'm going to take, now this is a piece of that orchid again. It's just your basic card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4, and it goes like that. Let's put this on the inside. Turn it this way and lay that down. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and lay down my brick background. Like I said, it would be better if I was for sure it was totally dry, but for the sake of the video, let's just see how it goes. And he's not getting on there straight. Try this again. Really, I think my card base might be a little bit crooked, but there we go. There, it looks pretty good that way. Okay, then with my two little flower stems, I'm going to just take a little bit of liquid glue and glue these flat to the card. There it goes. Remember, with the liquid glue, a little bit goes a long way. I'll set that about right there, so there's still room for my flowers on there. Do the same thing with this leaf. Let's see too, I'm going to set my sending, because I want my sending about there, make sure just for placement so I can see where I want my stems. I think I'm going to put him about there. Okay, there we go. And then on all these other flowers, I'm going to just put some dimensionals, and on my sending. So where did my oh, here they are over here. Couple dimensionals here. So I also too, I hope I don't forget, I got a couple Easter cards. I'm just shamed I did not send out one Easter card this well, past season, I guess you would call it, because yesterday was Easter. But I do have a couple Easter cards to share with you that I got in the mail, that they're just adorable, and I think they're worth sharing. So at the end of the video, hang out a little bit longer and I'll show you. I'm using mini dimensionals, by the way. I can't talk and do two things at once, but I'm going to show you those Easter cards that I got in the mail at the end of the video. Okay, lots of little... Oh, before I put this on though, I need to stamp that birthday wishes. So I'm going to take this and just lay it on here very lightly in case some of my dimensional backs are half off. And I want to stamp my words right below it. And I want to try to get them straight. So I am doing birthday wishes. There's a lot of other things you could stamp with this stamp set. There's smiles across the miles, all the good luck your way, sunshine to brighten your day, love and big hugs. I mean, it just goes on and on. There's a bunch of stuff that you could use as a stamp too. I might get my head in the camera here, but I think I'm going to lay it right there. I'm going to hold it down, let that ink sink in, and then we'll see if I got it straight. Did I get it straight? Straight enough? My bricks might be crooked. What do you think? Yeah, I think that looks okay. Let's go ahead and put that down. Now, like I said, I could have taken this and covered it up, and then if I stamped on there, then I could for sure get it straight. But I think I'm going to go with whatever's right there on my, what I stamped. I think he's pretty good. I'm going to take these backs off. And just set that right there over my words. Put these little flowers on here. And looky there, our card's coming along just nicely. But we need to use these extra little white flowers we have here. So just with some glue dots, I'm going to put these on here. And I'm assuming you're thinking, but now the center, because the flower has that little center that's open, is going to be sticky with the glue dot. But as you can see in my sample card, I'm going to go ahead and put some gems, or I'll have to see what they're called. They're the new in colors, and they match the cardstock that we're using to cover up that little hole, because they are sticky. And look, this one, I didn't even punch the hole out, I just left him there. Okay, then what are these called? These are called the 2022 to 2024 in color matte decorative dots, and they have them down here in the same color that we used. But I'm going to use this now I can't remember this color. This is a little bit darker of the in colors, or am I gonna, I can't decide now. I think I am gonna use this color right here and just set that on the inside of my little flower. And they're kind of like an ombre, if you can see it. So they get darker and lighter, and you kind of get different tones of the in colors, which is really nice with those dots. So there you go. There's my card today. Let me try to get this as I shouldn't. That's a little bit warped because I think my paper is even still a little bit wet. But there you go. You'll have to let me know what you try. If you try the background, the brick background, I did do better on this one. I got a little close on this one, but I don't think you'd even notice if I sent you the card. I think you'd be happy with either one of them. So there you go. Let me know what you think. Oh no, let me show you the Easter cards real quick. See, I almost forgot. I think they're adorable. So this one here, I love this one. Now this one's from Michael. She used the part of the hymn book, It's Nothing But the Blood, the song of the hymn book, which I thought is really cute to do a Easter card that way. She even slipped a little message in there that was nice from Michael. And then there's this one from Dorothy. Now look how she used the Designer Series paper, that New Horizon Designer Series paper, with a little bit of layering just to make a wow card. Now this cross is from a Hope set that retired not too long ago, but look at how wow that card is, but yet how simple. And then we have Joni's card. Look how cute. She used the little bunny that I believe is in the mini catalog right now. and it opens up like this. And then she does even have that designer series paper from the celebration that recently celebration happened. So there you go. Thank you, ladies, for my Easter cards. I absolutely love them. Shame on me for not getting Easter cards out, but now you guys can look at them too. So there you go. One more time, I'll show you the cards that we did today. I hope you'll try that background technique with the spritzer and alcohol and just a clear block. All right, I'll see you back here on Thursday. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.